Yeah, a very good morning to everyone, and I hope we are all fine by God's grace. Yeah, so we are continuing from where we left off last night, and hopefully we should be able to finish up with this lecture. It's a very lengthy one, so I'll try as much as possible to make it more engaging, whilst I also keep up with the pace. So.
24 egg too.
Um, okay, so where did we left off? Uh, okay, so that's the primary socialization. And we have the secondary socialization. So the secondary socialization, that is where you begin to um relate and relate with the outside world. So we have the school, we have the churches, we have the religious bodies. So those institutions, they all have a way of shaping the way we think. You would realize that there are certain things that you learned in the house when you came to school or when you met with other people from who have also gone through other primary socializations and you came together, you realize that there were certain things that you were used to that you realize that no, this thing, even though in my house, this is how this is supposed to be done. But because I've met with others, others are behaving differently, and you end up, following them. For instance, there are some of us that, our family, they don't allow us to go out, they don't allow us to, have fun and all that. But as we come out or as we socialize with our peers from school and all that, we realize that when we go out with them, we end up behaving weird because you are now being exposed to a different reality altogether. You are first of all oriented to a reality where you have to just stay in the house. But now you are outside with your peers, you don't know what to do. But with time, as you go out the first time, the second time, the third time, you realize that you become so acquainted with that reality. And that is the issue of the secondary socialization. So it begins, the secondary socialization mostly happens in schools, churches, and any other external organization that is outside of the family. So the secondary socialization too is really, really important. And we are also looking at the anticipatory socialization. There are some of us that when we were young, when we see a car going, we say that no, this car I'll buy some. We have rep your dream uh rep your dream job in school. And where some of this the children, they are allowed to dress like nurses, some dress like pastors, some dress like doctors, teachers, and what have you. And that is the issue of anticipatory socialization. So, as and when you go through life, you start to anticipate and behave like the kind of occupation or behave towards the occupation that you want to occupy in the future. And we also have the resocialization. So, one thing you need to know about resocialization is that now resocialization can take place in any stage of life. At any stage of life, you learn new things and you relearn and unlearn certain things. So resocialization is the process of learning, relearning, and unlearning certain aspects of our social life. That is what resocialization is about. And the adult socialization. So when you reach the stage in Ghana, when you reach the stage of 60 years, you are considered as an adult. And in that particular sector or in that particular category, you'd realize that there are certain things that you need to learn how to do. You understand? If previously you used to like going out to party and all that, when you become an adult, you realize that your body will begin to fail you. Now you need to stay indoors. You need to learn how to stay indoors. You can't live life like you used to. You need to take your time, be circumspect with your steps, whatever your eating habits and all that. You can't be eating all the junk food because you are an adult right now. You are growing, so you need to behave as such. There are some of us, when the issue of puberty rights, that where we are, we are ushered into the older generation, where we are ushered into adulthood. You are not expected to behave like a child anymore, and that is adult socialization. So you need, in every aspect of life, these one way or the other, we need to go through these processes of socialization one way or the other. So we go through the issue of primary socialization, secondary socialization, anticipatory socialization, adult socialization. So this is very important. I've mentioned that. So this occurs in early childhood. That is primary socialization takes place mainly in the family. The child learns language, basic norms and values, what is right and what is wrong. So that happens in the primary socialization. The secondary socialization refers to the socialization which take place beyond the family and close community. So it is carried out through agencies of secondary socialization such as education system, the peer group, the workplace, the mass media, the religious institutions, and what have you. And we have the anticipatory socialization, is it prepares us for the roles we will take in the future. So anticipatory socialization occurs throughout the stages of life course, but especially in adolescence. I've explained that in my previous slide. So let's just and the resocialization. Resocialization is a kind of learning which involves the learning of new ways of thinking, feeling, and behaving that are completely different from ones previously learned. For example, resocialization occurs when you join an army. You realize that of late the Ghana government, before you do your national service, you need to go through some 6 months military training and all that. And is a that is has been done as an issue of resocialization, right? To make you to re-engineer our mind, to discipline us. There is therefore that popular opinion that when you go through the military, you are disciplined. You become disciplined in all aspects of life. So you are taking through the military training just to discipline you, to reorient your mind. There are certain aspects of life that you are so hinged to, and taking you through the military training is to re-socialize your mind, to re-engineer your mental processes and your thinking pattern, how you see things and all that. So that is the issue of resocialization. And adult socialization so occurs when adults move into new neighborhood, new occupation or organization. And it also occurs when other people must come to terms with dramatic changes in life, such as retirement, death of a spouse, or being disabled. That is the issue of adult socialization. And issue of nature and nature debates. So because of time, we may not be able to watch that video, but let's continue. So the issue of nature and nurture. Okay, so let me take this time to uh if you have any question, you can ask before we double into the issue of nature and nurture. Any question? Any question? Any question?
No question.
Okay, okay, that's fine. So issue of nature and nurture. I from the ones that I mentioned, nature and nurture. So humans, infants behave just like other animals since everyone is born like any other animal. So as a result, some people assume that human, like other animals, behave instinctively, right? So by this, people give biological explanation to our behavior, arguing that some are born criminals and aggressive. So over time, you would learn this guy, he's called, is it Cesarus Lambroso? Yeah. Where he was saying that you can look at the biological makeup, you can look at the jaw, just the way someone's jaw is formed, and say that this person is a potential criminal, is a born criminal. So people tend to give some biological explanations to our behavior. In the previous video that I didn't want us to watch, you'd realize that this guy, this small boy, was asked that what do you want to be in the future? And this person that I want to become a murderer because I take joy. I like it when I kill things, I kill people. And the only he is looking up to killing everybody with the exception of the family. That's what the boy was saying. You understand? So with this, you can explain this from the biological aspect that there are some people that are born criminal, that it wasn't the society that socialized them into that particular behavior, but just their biological makeup. These people, are tuned to become criminals. So you look at the way their jaws, you look at their faces, and you see that no, this person is a potential criminal. Yeah. And as I said, this position fall in the nature argument, which holds that in most cases, human behavior is caused by biological factors or nature. And now we come to the issue of nature, where sociologists hold the firm view that we behave the way we do, not necessarily because of our biological makeup, but because of the influence of the environment on us as a social being. So in this respect, human beings are seen as a product of specific social context, and this is attributed to nature, right? And you would see that there's one thing I've seen that you see on the WhatsApp platform, where as soon as any message is posted on the platform, you see that everybody starts to react, give a reaction to it instead of typing. We react to the messages. And you will see that maybe from the onset where the message or the platform was created, let's say the admin made it clear that nobody is supposed to type on the page. But someone that joined later on may not be preview to the fact that may not be preview to the fact that the admin made mention of saying that nobody is supposed to chat. But someone is going to react to the messages because the person has seen others also react to messages as and when they are being posted on the platform. You understand? And so that is the issue of socialization taking place over there. Issue of conformity. The person is conforming. That is issue of socialization over there. You understand? So sociologists is saying that we behave the way we do simply because of the effects of the environment on us. We are being socialized. We are being taught how we are supposed to behave as social beings. And as a result, not necessarily the nature, the biological factors that is, making us behave the way we do. I've seen some messages in the chat. Pamela is saying that as a child, boys usually receive trucks and guns as action toys. So girls receive stuffed animals and babies and toys. So this is an example of primary socialization. Adult, adult socialization, anticipatory socialization, and gender socialization. And that is true. Yeah, that is true. Where, as a girl child, you are born that your place, you are told that your place is in the kitchen. You're supposed to be in the kitchen. So that is a very good one there, Pamela. And we have, I think that's all. Okay. So if you have any comments, you can put it on the chat box, and I will gladly reply. I will gladly read it out. Yeah. So that is the issue of nature and nature debate. So we will end here and have our last 30-minute session. Then we will wrap up with the class, hopefully. So we will continue with the issue of nature in nature. Then let me see what's next. We will just look at the agents of socialization, then we will be done. So hopefully in our next lecture, we should be able to finish up. Yeah. But before that, let's just watch this video.
What do you want to be when you grow up? A murderer because I like killing. My brain tells me if I like killing. I like killing because when I first watched my grown up killing show, my self started to like killing, and then my brain started to like tell me what to do with killing. So I like murder and I like killing in my life. I want to kill everybody in the world except for my family because they just didn't do anything to me. I just like killing. No. So just any type of person, it doesn't matter. What about me? Yeah. Even me? Oh, not even my teacher either. Okay, because I'm the first person that you told this. Am I? Yeah. So I just like killing. So what are you gonna be again when you grow up? A murderer. Bye. Bye.
Okay, so I hope we heard and we watched the video, right? So in our next lecture or in our next meeting, that is in some few minutes time, we'll have some 2 or 3 people say something about the video. Then we continue with the issues of hereditary, and we look at some other empirical examples, issue of Jack and Oscar. We look at the issue of Jane. We look at the issue of Isabella, and to buttress the argument of nature and nurture debate. So this is where we end. So we can join right away. Then we will take it from there. So we have 1 or 2 people to say something about the video. Then we'll continue. All right. Have a good one there. Bye.